Well, hi, how are we doing? You will never, ever, ever catch me filming from this area. A dog that's going to be right there. A little bit distracting, but basically over there where I normally film, there's no light. There is no light here whatsoever. We're in the middle of a storm. If you're in the UK, you know. Hopefully it won't go in and out of focus on my dog. This is Sunny. Sunny's not going to want to say hello right now, but he's probably going to be here for the duration. But let us just get on with it. I apologize if the setup's a little bit strange if you're not new here, but if you are new here, this is not where I normally film. I just wanted to talk about a few things that have happened this week. I'm going to try and make it as concise as possible. Just kind of wanted to try and combine them all in one so they're not going to be the most in-depth of topics, but I hope this works out anyway. So number one, we have got the Spice and Cleotrapa. It's not even a feud. Spice, the rapper, she has been being called out by a variety of different people. One of her friends for a little while, called Cleotrapa, being called out by her, also being called out by ex-hairstylist and also Cleotrapa's DJ as well. And I'm going to try and make that as concise as possible because there are so many different parts.
Her energy, I got to witness this very firsthand. I was around her every day, 24/7. I mean, not all the time, because she would go straight to the back into that room, and when I would see her at the venue and whatever, because after the Philly situation, I barely saw her. She was dark. She just, oh my God, it's even scary to talk about. Bro, that girl, she needs to be saved. I don't know if she was always like that, if it's Hollywood.
We then have what's gone on with Nicocado Avocado. He's actually appeared in real time 2 years later.
And you will continue to consume these stories about me year after year after year.
He has had a transformation. He has been fooling us this whole entire time. I remember reading comments where people were like, I bet you anything he's going to appear one day and be like, I'm skinny now. And that's kind of what's happened. This is just such a random assortment. Then have Jennifer Lopez was caught talking to her co-star, basically saying that she picks badly, i.e. her divorce with Ben Affleck. She did it right in front of the paparazzi. She knew what she was doing. Not new to the business. She knows exactly what she's doing. I'm just going to give the briefest of rundowns with this and then throw in a little clip at the end, because Cleotrapa came out. She had been friends with Ice Spice and she had very, very, very last minute been invited on Ice Spice's US tour. What ended up happening was that she was basically alienated. She was promised, you're on tour with me. What actually ended up happening was she wasn't given her own room. She wasn't given her own dressing room. She was basically left out. Bearing in mind, this is a tour, so this went on for a little while. They went off and they got they went to the steakhouse. They went and got whatever, chicken Caesar salad, whatever was going on. And they basically excluded Cleotrapa to the point where, she didn't have her own room. She had absolutely nothing after being promised, you're on tour with me. She was basically made to feel this big. The whole thing was just absolutely diabolical. And there's a lot more to this story. At the end of her part series, this is what she had to say.
Your reaction would have led to something bad. Something bad. And I wouldn't even have been able to say everything that I just said. You would have cut me off. But the fact that I said so much and all you had to say was that somebody was ungrateful, you just wanted all of this to be a reason to call somebody ungrateful. You wanted all of this so that when something was to happen or you was to mistreat me, it was girl, look at all I did for you. You mad ungrateful. Just because you gave somebody an opportunity doesn't mean you have to treat them like shit. And I could tell that everything that was happening with management or production, that was all from your mouth, is what I'm now coming to understand. Who was the one behind the scenes making sure that Cleo don't get no chicken salad, or make sure she don't get no room, make sure Cleo not in my room? But how you gonna tell me I'm gonna be with you? That doesn't make any sense. If you were so mad about the bag situation in Philly, why didn't you just straight up tell me, bro, this tour shit is not gonna work out? That's what you should have just said. But since you didn't say that, and I just got a hint of just weirdness, I took a step back and just made the opportunity what I could make it. But it wasn't genuine at all. Nothing that you do is genuine. Everything is calculated. I was the token black friend. You didn't have your other best friend around because you said that she didn't match your aesthetic. Like, there's something very wrong with somebody that is only friends with somebody for their aesthetic.
So as well as Cleotrapa calling her out and basically saying, like, you used me as a token black friend. When I say that Ice Spice basically invited her on this tour in a way to, like, humiliate her and ridicule her, that's exactly what happened. The hairstylist, who was Ice Spice's hairstylist, he said that he was fired, didn't sign an NDA, and yeah, he was coming out and he was confirming what Cleotrapa was saying.
I'm a personal stylist, and I was hired as a backup stylist for Ice Spice Tour. And when I say everything that Cleo was saying is dead ass true, is dead ass true.
And as well as that, we have Cleotrapa's DJ. He was basically saying that, like, Cleo was, yeah, she wasn't allowed to eat any of the food that Ice Spice and her team had. She couldn't even have a slice of pizza. She didn't have her own dressing room. She basically had to, like, walk, like, just tread the hallways. He turned up and they didn't have anything ready for Cleo. They made her perform way too early, and there was just a lot of bad stuff going on. And even he realized that this is not your friend. This is not your friend whatsoever. Like, this is some really mean stuff going on.
They're eating pizza. Keep in mind, it's like 15 boxes of pizza, and it's like 4 staff members sitting there. One of them went downstairs and they're like, yo, you know, Cleo wants to get a slice of pizza. And, you know, they said, and I couldn't even believe that shit. I was looking like, yo, bro, like, are you really on the bill? So they told her, like, no, it's for production and management and Ice Spice's team. So I'm looking like, if she's in her dressing room, why she can't get a slice of pizza?
Place number 2 to go is Nicocado Avocado. If you remember him, he started out way back in the day, like, what, 8 years ago? Like, I don't even know. It was a long time ago. What is his partner's name again? Oh, for goodness sake, I was obsessed with kind of the lore of Nicocado Avocado for a little while. Orson. Oh, what is his name? Him and his husband, and had a parrot and had, like, loads of different, like, a sloth, had, like, loads of different things. And then all of a sudden one day he basically denounced the vegan community, and he was like, no, he just started, like, eating loads of McDonald's, Burger King, I don't know, everything else that there is to go along it. Gained so much weight, and you could see that there was a decline in his mental health.
SpaghettiOs. It's your fault, peoples. I keep gaining weight. Do you know what this means? Do you know what this indicates? My knee's about to bust. Oh, jeepers.
He's a thespian. If you know and you've watched him for long enough, or you know and understand the lore, he is a thespian. So he would always do things that were, like, overly dramatic, right? That nothing was just to be taken for face value. And what ended up happening was that he ended up losing his mileage, people were talking about it, and basically he had various different mukbang channels where he'd gorge on food, he got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then all of a sudden, he's now come back, and apparently he saved up so much footage over the years that he was able just to, like, leak little bits, just to, like, he said, to keep you guys entertained. I think it was to keep the funds up. At one point he must have been earning so much money, and when I say so much money, he had various different accounts, and these videos were amassing, like, 500k, 1 million views, 2 million, like, I'm talking ridiculous amounts of money. These videos were, like, long. They were long form videos of him, like, freaking out and doing all sorts. Little angel. But he came back and he had this to say.
I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment for my entire life. It's alluring, it's compelling, it's gripping to observe all these unwell, disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories, ideas, rivalries, where they feel encouraged and engaged, where they involve themselves with the story. So I am the villain. Because I've made myself one. And you will continue to consume these stories about me. Year after year after year. For as long as I tell the internet that I am the villain. Having lost 250 pounds off of my body. Just yesterday, people were calling me fat and sick and boring and irrelevant. People are the most messed up creatures on the entire planet. And yet I've still managed to stay 2 steps ahead of everyone.
I remember someone saying way back in the day that this could be something that would happen. And it has happened. I'm really happy he has lost a lot of weight. He does still look, and this is just my opinion only, he does still look a little bit like sickly. I don't know if there's like other stuff that's going on. I don't ever want to speculate on it. Like some people are saying that, but not a lot. He looks a little bit sickly, but like I think it's just because we've seen him at his heaviest for so long that it looks a little bit strange. But yeah, anyway, I don't know what the future holds with that, but I'm happy for him. And it is kind of so Nicocado Avocado of him to have done this. He's a thespian, and he even came back with this like stone cold like, do you know what I mean? Like it was just him. This was the way he was always going to do it. And then the last little bit is, I was going to say Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lopez. I was going to say Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Lawrence, Jennifer Lopez. So we have got Jennifer Lopez, and Jennifer Lopez, it's really not a lot to speculate or really talk about, to be honest. So she was doing this like red carpet. I think it was on her press tour for the movie that is actually one of the producers is her ex-husband, or soon to be ex-husband, Ben Affleck, which she then decided to have a conversation with her co-star on the red carpet and say this. So she knew what she was doing when she did this. I'm not like her biggest fan. I don't claim to think that she's in the right about a lot of things. I'm not talking about from a personal level. Like when I say this, I'm not talking about it from like a I know her kind of way. I'm talking about it from a level of it's just like, you know, from what she has put out there. Yeah, I don't know. Not the biggest fan. She knew what she was doing. She had the paps surrounding her and she was just like, I don't pick very well, or I pick badly, or whatever. Go for it. You know what? If you're going to do that, she timed that well. She did it on the premiere. I'm pretty sure it was the premiere. And she said it in front of lots of paps. That was her making her little statement. So that is basically all I've really got to talk about in terms of everything that I wanted to talk about. Hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And I will catch up with you guys in the next video.